CC1 Organizing Childcare Service. Differentiate the following. Question number 1. Cooing and babbling. The earliest use of speech like sounds has been described as cooing. During the first few months of life, the child gradually becomes capable of producing sequences of vowels like sounds, particularly high vowels similar to I and U. Between 6 and 8 months, the child is sitting up and producing a number of different vowels and consonants, as well as combination of such as ba, ba, and ga. This type of sound production is described as babbling. In the later babbling stage, around 9 to 10 months, there are recognizable patterns to the consonant and vowel combinations being produced, as well as variations in the combinations such as ba, da. Question number 2. Seriating and conservation. Seriation refers to a child's ability to arrange objects in order according to certain characteristics. These characteristics might include size, weight, volume, or length. For example, a child is given number of soda straw cut to various lengths. The child's ability to arrange such objects from shortest to longest improves as the child's cognitive ability develops. By age 4 or 5, a child is usually able to select both the longest and shortest straws. Conservation refers to a child's ability to grasp the idea that while one aspect of substances, example quantity or weight, remains the same, another aspect of that same substance, example shape or position, can be changed. Question number 3. Songs and stories. Stories, songs, and rhymes involve the child completely. In a day's routine, there are many times when a song or rhyme can be introduced. While children are waiting for food to be served or before beginning a new activity, a familiar rhyme will make the situation pleasant. Some songs from other culture can also be introduced as children find them interesting and they enjoy pronouncing new words. Children in preschool years like to listen to stories, repeat them, make their own stories, and also read picture story books. Stories also allow children to practice their language skills. A story or a rhyme may give suggestions for creative movements. Sounds made by children can also serve as a background for movements. Fine motor and gross motor development. Question number 4. Fine motor skills are the coordination of small muscle movements which occur. Example, in the fingers, usually in coordination with the eyes, in application to motor skills of hands and fingers. The term dexterity is commonly used. The development of these skills allows one to be able to complete tasks such as writing, drawing, and buttoning. The term gross motor skill refers to the abilities usually acquired during infancy and early childhood as part of a child's motor development. By the time they reach 2 years of age, almost all children are able to stand up, walk and run, walk upstairs, etc. These skills are built upon improved and better controlled throughout early childhood and continue in a refinement throughout most of the individual's years of development into adulthood. These growth movements come from large muscle groups and whole body movement. Differentiate between development and growth. Development. The term development is used for change in a person's physical behavioral traits that emerge in orderly ways and last for a reasonable period of time. The three main characteristics of these changes are that they are progressive, orderly, and long lasting. The term progressive implies that these changes result in acquisition of skills and abilities that are complex, finer, and more efficient than the ones that preceded them. Walking requires the child to move upright and balance one foot after the other. This requires greater coordination of the muscles and is more complex than crawling. Walking is also more useful as it frees the hands for other activities and increases the range of vision. The term orderly suggests that there is an order in development. Every development is built upon the previous one and cannot occur before it. Thus, a child has to be able to crawl before she can walk and walk before she can run. Growth. Growth refers to physical increase in size of the body, increases in weight, height and size of internal organs is growth. Growth refers to a quantitative change, that is, a change that can be measured. There is a change in form and an increase in the complexity of body parts and their functioning, thinking abilities and social skills, among many others. In other words, we do not merely grow but also develop. Difference. Development thus refers to both quantitative as well as qualitative changes. It includes changes not only in structure but also in function. Development may be defined as orderly and relatively enduring changes over time in physical and neurological structure, thought process and behavior that every organism goes through from the beginning of its life to the end. Growth is only an aspect of a larger process of development. Development continues even when physical changes are not visible. Physical growth slows down considerably after adolescence, but development does not. There is development in the complexity of thought and social skills as also in the use of language. Next questions. Difference between thread painting and hand painting. Let's discuss art activities first. Art experiences. When children are given materials like paints, brushes and paper, they get a chance to do something original. They enjoy making drawings and paintings and expressing themselves. Some teachers may think that these activities are a means of keeping children busy and out of trouble. This perspective is not correct. Art activities must be planned so that it can help children to develop rather merely than keeping them engaged. Providing a variety of art activities creates opportunity for the all-round development of children. Thoughts and feelings which young children cannot express fully because of their limited vocabulary or fear of disapproval are brought out in the colors of their painting, the modeling of clay, the stamping of feet and the like. Cognitive concepts are learned through art activities. While painting, children get to know the names of colors. A child who dips a brush in yellow paints and then in blue paint learns that by mixing yellow and blue one gets green. Motor skill development is an important outcome of experiences with art materials. While using crayons, brushes, chalks and scissors, children use the small muscle of the hand and the eyes. Children also learn to share materials and take turns to use them. Such an interaction aids social and language development. Thread painting. In this painting, thoroughly soak a thick cotton thread or twice in paint. Allow the extra paint to drip off. Now place the threads on a sheet of paper to form a pattern. Both the ends of the threads should protrude out of the paper together and pull the thread away. Hand printing. Hand painting. In this painting, spoon out homemade paste of flour made by fixing flour in water and cooking it until thick on a sheet. Add color powder. Encourage child to mix the two together with her hand. Then, moving the palm in different ways, the child can create a variety of patterns. Dry the sheet by either hanging it or placing it on a table. This activity provides tactile stimulation. You must ensure that hands are washed clean at the end of the activity. Next question: egocentrism and animism. Egocentrism. It is defined as the inability of a child to assume another person's point of view. Because of this, the child can only manage his own perspective and assumes another's view is simply beyond his mental capabilities. Animism. It is defined as projection of inanimate object with life. That is, everything seen as being alive by a young child, and stories that invest with life are quite acceptable to children of this age. Animism is another characteristic of pre-operational thought that adds to the magic of the young child's symbolic representation. Animism is the child's belief that things are alive or have human characteristics because they move or grow. The child believes this because he is alive and he can move and grow. The child may express this by drawing suns or flowers with faces, or see that the raindrops from clouds are tears because sky is sad. If a child were to trip over a chair, he may comment that the chair was mad at him and made him fall. Preschoolers have their own views and explanation about taking as much as evident from the above discussions. This makes interaction with preschoolers all the more interesting. From the adult's view, the child's logic is incorrect. It is just that the preschooler thinks in a matter of different manner from that of adults. Hereditary and environment. There are no genes for anger, fear, jealousy, or dislike for being friendly or unfriendly, an extrovert or an introvert. Genes affect social development indirectly. There are some temperamental differences among children which are inborn. Some infants are more irritable than others, become upset or distressed easily, and are difficult to soothe. Some show a lot of bodily movement and activity and seem restless. Some children are more social than others, preferring to be with people. Some cry frequently and others are calm. There seems to be some hereditary basis for this. Her developing sensory capacities also contributes greatly to her social and emotional development, but it is largely her experiences, that is the environment, that will determine the type of person she eventually becomes. For example, if the infant does not receive love, she will not be able to develop trust. Attachment develops because of interactions between the baby and caregivers.